Pepper says, "Are you ready for the cool fall weather?" I know I am. The fall activities have already started, as well as the Halloween parties. And yes, that is our Tyler dressed up in his SpongeBob blow-up costume for this year. And since it is Halloween time, the weather is starting to cool down, and it's time to change out my closet of all of my summer clothes into my winter clothes. Since me and hubby share this closet, I normally have to switch out the seasons twice a year. Right now I have summer in, but I will leave some fall, winter stuff in here when the weather starts to turn. Like right now, it can be 40 degrees at night and then go all the way up to 70 during the heat of the day. But normally in the end of October around Halloween is when I switch them out. Now here is where I keep my off-season bins. I keep them in the basement and they are labeled in pink so I know where they are. And camera shy hubby is going to bring the two totes up into the bedroom so I can start switching out the clothes. And this was a perfect time to bring my bin up because here is my Halloween sweatshirt ready for next Monday. Now normally what I first do is I take all the winter clothes out of the tub and I lay them out on the bed. This gives me a moment to look over at all the winter stuff that I have. This also gives me the opportunity to be grateful for what I already have and be appreciative so that I'm not tempted to go buy more clothes. Being in this energy of gratitude has helped me with self-soothing to my anxiety, my hoarding, and recovered shopping addiction. And I honestly feel that everybody at this time, whether you have hoarding disorder or not, are really feeling high effects of anxiety because honestly, I can sense everyone feeling a little more anxious and a little more stressed lately. But for this video, since it is focused on no spend, we're going to be talking about how our anxiety is being triggered by this inflation and higher prices and how we can calm down our nervous system during this time. And when my nervous system is triggered that everything is so expensive and I can't afford anything, it's when I have to tell myself that I am grateful for the abundance that I already have. I already have a lot of summer clothes that I absolutely love. And I have so much stuff that I have to actually change the seasons out. And as I put my summer clothes into the empty off-season tub, I'm going to continue to be in this space of gratitude because what it does is it calms down my nervous system. Because when my nervous system is triggered in the sense of inflation is so high, how will I provide for my family? How are we going to get through this? I feel like everything that we're making and worked for is going right back out the door. By allowing myself to feel those emotions and express those emotions and get it out, I then can self-soothe with, we are going to be just fine. We have plenty of items. Look at all the clothes we already have. Look at all the hangers I already have from all the summer clothes I already own. We have more than enough. This lack mentality does not exist. You combat that fear by telling truth. And the truth is that I have so many winter clothes that I can love and enjoy and wear again this season. And that calms the fear and calms the anxiety so that it doesn't exist anymore. And I do that over and over again. And that's what helps me prevent my hoarding and also prevent being a shopaholic once again, especially in a time of inflation and high prices. I am going to enjoy all these winter clothes that we now have hung up in the closet. Of course, I put my clothes in rainbow order. It's so I can see what I already have. Plus, it makes me happy. And I am very happy that we're ready for the fall winter season. Now let's move on to the No Spend Challenge. We're creating one for November. And this is another tool that helps self-soothe my anxiety, especially with high prices, because it does trigger my need to hoard again. But we're not going backwards. Instead, we're taking action and going to be in control of this. My nervous system was recently triggered when I realized that my monthly grocery bill had increased $300 per month. That set off all the alarms in my nervous system, and I could feel these emotions of fear and lack intensifying within me. But instead of feeding into that fear and self-soothing with some bad coping mechanism, we're going to look at the truth of it. And the truth of it is, yeah, prices are higher, and we have to take action as far as reducing our spending. And reducing our spending doesn't need to translate into I'm sacrificing a good life and there's lack and there's not enough and I can't pay for anything and I'm not going to be able to enjoy life. It does not have to translate into it. And that's how my anxiety would go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, because it would just spin out of control. And that need to self-soothe would be greater and greater, and so increased the need to hoard and save and hold on to. It didn't recognize the limit of it until my anxiety finally calmed down. Now, I used to self-soothe my anxiety by hoarding, but someone could have emotional eating to self-soothe, or impulse shopping, that whole shopping therapy, or more on the addiction spectrum of alcoholism and also drugs or gambling. And I want this YouTube channel to be a safe space for you to express those emotions. That's why I'm so open and vulnerable with my hoarding tendencies. I want this YouTube community to be a judge-free space so that you can express yourself as you go on your own healing journey as well. Now, this video is focused on your anxiety when it's triggered because of the high inflation we're experiencing. And it's all a mindset. By choosing to be grateful for everything that we already have, it starts to calm the emotion down of lack and scarcity. And while we're in that space of enjoying what we already have, the need to purchase items that we honestly don't need anymore disappears, which brings us into the October No Spend Challenge. Now, when I was recording this, it was the 24th, and that was a no spend day. I still have a few more days in October, and I will meet my goal for it. But let me show you September so you can get an idea of it. So I had made my goal. The days that I color in, those are the days that I spend absolutely, positively no money. Not even for gas and not even for bills. My goal was 15 out of 30, and I made it 16 out of 30 days, not spending anything. Now let's move into the November No Spend Challenge. And normally I don't do November and December because the amount of spending you do prepping for the holidays, and I felt like I was setting myself up to fail, but actually the opposite is true. By not creating a no spend challenge, I was setting myself up to overspend and not plan. But for this, I am going to change the rules a bit. I used to color in the days that I spent absolutely positively no money, not even on bills or food and gas. But instead, I'm not going to do that. If I spend money on gas, but I didn't purchase any type of gift or non-necessity, I'm still going to color in that day. I see a lot of no spend challenges designed like that, so we're going to roll with it. Now, our rules are going to be, again, alongside gratitude. We're going to enjoy the Christmas decor we already have. We're going to shop our hoarded stash first for gifts. We're also going to make homemade gifts, weekly meal planning, and create a Christmas budget. This is how we're getting back into control of our spending so that we're not eyeballs up into debt this season. And if you would like a copy of the No Spend Challenge, please email me at hoardersheart@gmail.com before November 8th, and I will send you a copy of it. And if you take the No Spend Challenge, I'm going to ask to give yourself grace during this. If you can only color in one day or even two as your no spends for the month, I'm still going to be proud of you because it's still taking baby steps forward in the right direction, especially during the Christmas season when all the adorable stuff comes out. I'm going to be proud of you no matter what, as long as you're taking a step forward. And yes, I definitely believe I can DIY this in the near future with the craft supplies I already own. And know as we come upon this season that you are already abundant, and also a chance to be creative and authentically you. And it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg to achieve that. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you in your life today too.